I don't know if you guys actually heard this, but there's a rumor that the Sixers are looking to trade Paul George.
I mean, if they can, you have to try to move him, and I don't see why not. I mean, it's a good example of just something that didn't work out. I mean, on
Yeah.
paper, here's the thing. Let's be real, and this is going to sound way off base, and people in the chat will probably shit on me for this. And it's a huge what if. If Paul George and Embiid were both healthy the whole year, I think we have a different conversation about this.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Completely. Yeah.
1000%. Yes.
And that's the one thing that I think a lot of a lot of fans are forgetting about. And that's why, and I think you're on the same page. We were talking about last week. I think we're coming back with the same team next year.
Yeah.
I hope not. But here's the thing, just because they're talking about possibly thinking to move Paul George, that's good enough for me. Whether they do or not, I don't care. But just that it's in the air, because it looks like a project that just didn't work, just didn't fit in, whether he played or not. We've talked about it too, Mitch. Whenever I'll still remember that stream where you were going through 43 injuries he's had in his career or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough to get out of those contracts. And I know it's a huge what if, but with the youth, especially with now Grimes, Council, Edwards, Bona, Maxi, McCain, wow. That's a young team that could be competing for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, you can be, yes, Sixers are terrible. Yes, they're losing all the time. Yes, they can't beat anybody. Yes, they can't close out. Yes, there are a bunch of injuries, but it's like, I'm looking at the silver lining. Look at all the really promising young players.
Yeah.
But it's the money of Embiid and PG that are going to hold that team down. And it's not real. If you get rid of both of those, it's going to be at least a year or two. You're going to have those young players until you got to sign one of them, and you can't because you're paying the two guys too much money. So it's a hell of a conundrum they got themselves into. And I know a lot of people want to blame Morey. They want to blame the coach. They want to blame whoever. It's a combination of everything. That's a problem when your team's doing that well. And then you get down on yourself. Like you said 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Look at the expectations, third or fourth.
Yep.
Now with the injuries, you lose arguably your top two players, two of the top three. And now you're fumbling to try to, and your fans lose faith. They don't want to go to the games. They don't want to see the team go there just to lose. I get it. But if you look at the silver lining, all those young players, Edwards coming out of nowhere, Bona starting to develop, Council, you said it the other day, Grimes has been a godsend.
Yeah.
With Maxi out. So it's like, I just want to focus on the positives. Me and you could sit here and talk for 4 hours about everything we don't like about our team right now.
Yeah.
But if you think about the silver lining, it could be so much worse. What if we didn't have any young players that were good?
Kind of like what happened last year.
Yeah.
Kind of like what happened last year. But the thing is, with Paul George, he's so untradeable that you can take. I would literally take anything. I would take anything, but Daryl Morey's going to ask for too much.
What if that Daryl Morey's going to ask for too much? I want to go somewhere else. Like if Paul George wants to leave, that might help the situation out a lot.
That might help. And B may want out. Maxime.
I said, or you're looking at two guys who were arguably top 10 players when they're healthy and at the top of their game, right? Embiid and Paul George. Can arguably maybe towards the end of the top 10, but still in top 10 at their prime. If you take those two guys out and don't get anything for them, I think this team has promise in the next 5 years because of the good in their youth. And you don't need 10 stars. If Maxi McCain pan out, that's all you need. Bona we talked about it earlier. His size, he hasn't put on weight yet. He's going to get pushed around with some of the big boys, but he's only a rookie. And how many years did he play in UCLA? I don't know. So
I honestly forget. But Paul George has so many injuries right now for his groin and knees. It's possible procedure this week. So I'm like, you could have done that earlier, right? Yeah. Done that earlier, but they waited too long.
Same thing with Embiid. And I know I've heard you in halftime people say they knew he was hurt and they still signed the extension. They signed the extension when he was hurt, not injured. in hopes that he wouldn't get injured. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't think they knew he had to get surgery and would be out the whole year pretty much, and maybe into next year when they signed that extension. They're signing that extension hoping, okay, the worst is behind us. We now can manage him better. He's going to be healthy, and it didn't work out that way. That's the bottom line to me. It sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.